And for more on the current situation in Lebanon, I can welcome Salah Hijazi, who is the Deputy Head of the Politics Desk at the Francophone Lebanese daily Jour. Good morning, Salah, and thank you very much for joining us. Can I start by asking you, is there any feasible way out of the current situation for Lebanon right now?
Good morning, and thank you for having me. I mean, the general mood here in Beirut amongst politicians, diplomats, and analysts is that the time of diplomacy has not come yet. The general mood is that both the Israelis have, in their rationale, a rare opportunity to inflict a huge blow to Hezbollah and to Iran at the same time. So they're not in the process they're not willing to engage in the diplomatic process. On the other hand, even Hezbollah seems to be linking all its military activities and the way it conducts this war with Iran, and it's unlikely to accept any ceasefire as of now.
So is the conflict inextricably linked then to the US and Israeli bombing of Iran? And if that were to be resolved in the coming weeks, could a ceasefire in Lebanon follow?
I mean, during the first week of the conflict here in Lebanon, people were hoping that they could get a ceasefire before the end of the war against Iran. But now the general impression is that the Lebanese would be lucky if they get a ceasefire at the same time of Iran, and that Israel is likely to continue strikes even if a ceasefire is reached between the Americans, the Israelis, and the Iranians on the other side, because it really seems that the Israelis are waiting for the end of the war in Iran to allocate all their military resources, their military hardware to the front with Hezbollah and to keep inflicting heavy damage on the group.
Now, Israel in these current strikes has widened its targets beyond traditional Hezbollah strongholds with attacks, particularly last week in northern Beirut. Is this something that might actually become more common from now on?
I feel that these strikes actually are meant to serve two purposes. The first one is to harass, in a way, the displaced populations that have left Hezbollah's stronghold. Because if you look, for example, at the strike that happened yesterday night, it targeted the Beirut Sea Corniche, where hundreds of people have tents. Obviously, it also targets it's also likely to target Hezbollah's operated by Hezbollah, but it feels like it's a way also to send a general message: nowhere is safe, which is ultimately meant also to detach the popular base of Hezbollah from Hezbollah itself. And the second purpose is also to widen the areas under attack from areas that are strictly Shia majority to areas that include Christian, Druze, or Sunni majorities, in a way that increases the already very tense political situation in Lebanon and the already very polarized political environment that we have here right now.
Yeah, you mentioned polarized environment there, and we've heard in the report earlier where certain Lebanese citizens are criticizing Hezbollah for basically drawing Lebanon into the war, and the Lebanese government has previously said that as well. Does this leave the Lebanese government in an impossible situation right now as the Israeli bombs rain down on Lebanon?
It feels like the Americans and the Israelis are telling the Lebanese government that the only way forward for you is to take things into your own hand and disarm Hezbollah yourself, as you pledged to do several times. But the issue here is that the Council of Ministers did meet and did decree that all Hezbollah's military activities are illegal and called on the army to disarm the militia as soon as possible and through all means possible. However, the Lebanese army has been arguing that any use of force would have terrible consequences. For example, it could lead to the dismemberment of the army, where because many soldiers of the army are from the Shia, are members of the Shia community. They also argue that the use of force could lead to a civil war inside Lebanon, because Hezbollah is unlikely to accept to give up its weapons, especially in the current situation where it's more than ever operating as an Iranian proxy. So it seems like we in Lebanon here are in a stalemate, and that any way forward would require some sort of force from one of these sides involved, be it the army, Hezbollah, or the Israelis.
Now, does the current the events of the last 11 days, do they actually make the likelihood of Hezbollah ever disarming even more remote?
I mean, this would depend on the issue of the conflict. If the conflict keeps escalating, for example, in Iran, and the Iranian government is significantly weakened, it would make it fairly easier for the Lebanese to disarm Hezbollah, because Hezbollah, without Iran's backing, is naked, in a sense. If the conflict ends in favorable terms to Iran, then the mission becomes even more difficult. Here in Lebanon, it does feel that more and more Lebanese are fed up with Hezbollah, including amongst the Shia community, and Hezbollah appears to be on more or less bad terms with its historic ally, Nabi Berri, the president of parliament.
Now,
yes.
Yep, and now just on the humanitarian issue, as many as 1/5 of the population of Lebanon have been forced to flee their homes from the airstrikes, and Lebanon is a country that over the past 15 years has absorbed a massive number of refugees from Syria. How capable is the country of handling such a large movement of people right now, however temporary it might be?
I mean, you can already see that there's pressure on resources, especially in hosting areas like in Beirut, for example. Rent is going up at a crazy pace. There's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of even gas prices have increased, and this is likely to create a lot of tensions between hosting communities and displaced communities, who also are often from different political backgrounds and different sectarian backgrounds. And my intuition is that this is one of the things that Israel is betting on, maybe increased political polarization, which could lead Hezbollah to make concessions, or even could lead the Lebanese to a civil war. And now you also mentioned Syrian refugees. Many of them have left the country since the fall of the Assad regime, but also the beginning of this conflict. But the very quick influx of displaced communities into hosting communities has created a significant challenge for all hosting communities, especially that many of them are also trying to make sure that no operatives from Hezbollah have infiltrated the displaced communities.
Thank you very much for that, Salah Hijazi, Deputy Head of the Politics Desk at L'Orient Le Jour.